quotes, but so I have a brief statement and then a question. So I'm a seminarian in the Reformed tradition. The Reformed tradition universally rejects dispensationalism.
Yeah.
And many of the other sort of main Protestant groups, it's mostly restorationists that accept that hold that position.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's true. It's small. It's like 20% it's like 20% who accepts dispensationalism.
Yeah, I was just saying that you characterized Protestants when it is not universal to Protestantism.
That's true, but look, I wasn't being...
Real quick,
go ahead. Okay.
So in the 70s, the United States sent money and weapons to the Taliban in the effort to fight the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Today, the Israeli government sends money to support dispensationalists in the U.S.
Yes.
Does the U.S. support the political aims of a caliphate of the Taliban just because they send them money?
They have. So, they actually have supported what you would consider, like if we're talking about Al-Qaeda, things like this, the U.S. has actually supported groups like this. I would say, though, from a Christian perspective, we would say they ought not do that, right? They ought not do that. That's the whole point, right?
I think you misunderstand my question.
Okay, what's the question?
The support of a group or organization by a government is almost never because of some, philosophical or theological alignment.
I totally agree.
It is pragmatic.
I think
that your assertion that, your assertion that Israel is there to bring about the Antichrist because they support ridiculous dispensationalist nonsense in the United States is a bridge too far, in that they're supporting them because they bring, because they support and bring people to support and positively, toe the line for the Israeli state.
Then why do they make the claim that they're essentially biblical accelerationists?
Because they're trying to get biblical accelerationists to support them.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that they're...
And biblical accelerationism ends in?
Stupidity, but...
And Antichrist, right? Antichrist, the end of the world.
If you believe that eschatology is true, but if it's not, it just means ridiculous nonsense.
Yes, but we do believe that eschatology is true, that there will be an Antichrist, right?
Yeah. Well, there is Antichrists, but...
Yeah, but I'm talking. I understand what you're saying.
But by the same definition of Antichrist, the Jewish state itself is Antichrist because it's not openly supporting Christ. The enemies of Israel are Antichrist because they are openly against Christ.
It's almost like we should not support either of them.
Yes.
Wow. Great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let the Christians in the Middle East die.
We can support Christians in the Middle East. We can even get Christians in the Middle East now.
You're letting them die.
And we don't have to support Muslims or Jews to do it.
You're letting them die.
You're not letting them die.
You are literally letting the Christians in the Middle East die by refusing to support the only state in the Middle East where Christianity is thriving, according to the Christian organization Open Doors International, which tracks Christians and their oppression across the world. Andrew, I want to show you one thing.
1.8%.
I want to show you this.
1.8%.
I have a list here of World Watch List published by Open Doors International. Open Doors International tracks the oppression of Christians around the world.
Yeah.
The entire Middle East is marked here. Where do you think Israel ranks on this list of 70
I'm sure it's way
countries?
higher than a lot of the Muslim nations.
Where do you think it ranks
in
terms of oppression?
Where?
Where do you think?
I don't know. Let's just say it's like number 8 zillion. Who cares?
Yeah, it's nowhere on the list.
Okay,
because among all the countries in the Middle East where Christians are brutally oppressed and which have a history of oppressing Christians, destroying Christian sites, diminishing Christianity, Lebanon was taken over as a Christian country, has been turned into a Muslim country where Christians are losing their rights day by day.
You're not arguing with a Muslim, dude.
Israel is the only nation that defends the rights of Christians, and you don't give a shit about them. You're letting them die.
Okay, so first of all, let me just respond. I got to respond to that one. First of all, inside of Israel, right, what is it, 1% or under 2% of who are actually Christians? You think that we can't remove them from that? We can. We definitely can. By the way, hang on. By the way, hang on. Can I finish, bro?
You don't want them to live there.
Why am I not allowed to finish ever? Stop filibustering me, dummy. So, real quick, we can assist Christians around the world, and and so have tons of organizations which have assisted Christians around the world by not supporting Muslims or Israel. You can do both.
Why?
It's a bifurcation claim.
Why?
We must do one.
Why?
Because we have great reasons, biblical reasons, to not support a state which wants to usher in Antichrist.
Which protects Christians.
Protects Christians. We can protect Christians too, Ridvan.
Are we doing it?
Yeah, we protect Christians
not.
here. What do you
we
mean?
Are not protecting the Christians in the Middle East. They are dying. Your fellow Orthodox Christians are dying.
And do you think that the United States is hindering programs from people inside the United States to assist in the removal of Orthodox Christians from those areas? No. The truth is that right now Christians in Palestine aren't even allowed to leave Palestine, are they?
They actually are.
Oh, they are?
Yes, they actually are.
Okay, so
they're literally working in Israel right now. The population of Gaza, the Christian population of Gaza is below 1,000.
Who lets them go?
Because of the Palestinians.
Who lets them go?
Israel.
Israel. Okay, great. So what you're saying to me then is that we can take Christians out of Israel?
Why would you want to remove
we can take Christians out of
Israel?
Muslim nations?
The Christians are happy in Israel. According to the latest poll, 84% of Christians say they are satisfied
with life in Israel. What about the Christians in Palestine? Are they satisfied?
They would be happier as well if Israel was in charge.
Are they satisfied right now?
No, they're not, because Muslims are in charge.
No, they're not.
Because terrorists are in charge.
Yeah, but
why would they be happy on the terrorism?
Here's the thing. Can you tell me why it is that I have an obligation, some obligation, to protect Jewish interests for the Jewish state instead of the Christian interests?
Well, let's give EP a chance, and then we really do.
If you as a Christian do not care about the well-being of Christians in the Middle East or the well-being
the ones I just said we should help
of the Jews on the brink of extermination, I guess that's your problem, and to deal with it when you are in front of God.
I guess if all you care about is placing Jews above everybody else, then I guess if we're going to straw man each other.
Straw man once again.
You have to move to the next question.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for doing this in humble little Asheville, and thank you for taking my question. Somebody ahead of me actually made the point that I wanted to make about, well, Jews existed prior to Israel, but I didn't want to look like I punked out and step out of line. So I reformulated my question to address Andrew's argument that I think Josh thought went too far. But then the person right in front of me, so I'm going to try to formulate it this way, because I agree Christians shouldn't support an ideology that may conflict with Christianity wholeheartedly.
And is growing.
But the pragmatic thing that, of course, I'll lose because I'm trying to be pragmatic, but 30 to 36% of people in the United States are socialist, support socialism, XYZ. The United States government has given tens upon tens of millions of dollars to socialist causes. Therefore, should we support America because America wants to start a socialist revolution?
Well, here's the thing. I would never make an ought claim, right, that Christians would have to support United States endeavors because it's the United States. I would never make that ought claim. He's making the ought claim, we must support Israel because they're Jews. That's literally his ought claim. Two completely different paradigms.
Now here's the issue, Andrew.
This is all I can do in terms of response.
I'm just like on my third reform.